Yay, we made it, we're live. Hello, I am Emily Haynes from thisyogidances, and that's Parker, Herbie. Hi, Herbie. I'm pointing at you. Hello, welcome for Thursday night all levels. Let me know if you're tuning in, if you have any requests or injuries, anything I need to know about before we begin. And we can talk about it. The thing that I did want to mention, in the next week or two, I am going to be restructuring what and how I'll be posting on this channel, and most likely moving this 90-minute class over to Zoom. I've been using that for a few other classes. Speaking of which, Tuesday nights, if you would like to stretch and strength on the Zoom, on Tuesdays I've been teaching with my contortion friend. It's yoga adjacent, no oming or anything like that, but we do get our sweat on, we do stretch our bodies. So if you'd like to do that, you can email message thisyogidances@gmail.com. And I can shoot you over the information, $5 to $10 or $5 to $15 sliding scale for that class. So bring yourself to a comfortable seat. And as you do, you'll probably, I'm just going to adjust here. Hopefully I can continue to fit us both in the frame. 2 blocks, something fluffy for your knees, because we're going to stretch a little bit of the inner thigh today. And if the hamstrings are feeling tight, doing Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana-like things, hand to big toe, it's hard to get to the foot, you can either bend the knee or get a strap-like thing. You can use a towel, t-shirt, or a sweatshirt. So grab those things and get them close. Most likely, again, this week, we will take ourselves to the wall. So if you have a door that you're certain no one will open, or if you have some wall space, towards the end of class, we'll probably move to the wall for a moment. So bring yourself to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. If you want to sit on the edge of a chair, be cross-legged, I'm going to put a block underneath your seat and be on the shins. Do something that feels comfortable. And before we settle in and close the eyes, we're going to find the mobility of our pelvis here. So the pelvis might move a lot, it might move a little bit. So whatever seated position that you're in, especially if you feel your sit bones, those bony protrusion guys at the bottom of the pelvis, wherever you feel them, if you're not sitting on the shins, as you tuck and tilt the pelvis, you'll probably feel them moving around. Okay, so as I take the tailbone forward, sit bones go forward, navel comes in. As I take the tailbone back, sit bones go back, belly, hips come forward. You can even find a circular action if that feels okay for the hips. So just about in any position, finding stability and mobility. So the stability to hold a pose, also in that stability, the mobility, and right now, as we're talking about the pelvis. So as you go, if you notice like, ooh, wow, in this particular action of the pelvis, my hips feel really tight. Or in this particular action of the pelvis, my quads feel really tight. That's just good information, so no judgment here. Good information for you to know as we move the body today. And then if it feels right as you're moving the pelvis, so not moving the torso, right? If you're moving the pelvis, maybe that affects the torso. Not really vice versa. And take that one more action, however you're going. If there's like a juicy spot where you're like, wow, lots of stuff happens there, maybe hang out there and take a breath or two. And then come back to a neutral pelvis, not a tucked or a tilted pelvis, a nice neutral spine. Whether the eyes are open or closed, take the gaze downward. And start to find action of the breath. And feel free here to breathe into the belly for right now, feeling the belly from, feeling the torso from the base of the belly all the way up to the chest, emptying from the chest all the way to the base of the pelvis, the base of the belly. Can you feel that? Maybe 4 fingers below the navel or even the pelvic floor at the base of the pelvis. So long inhales, long exhales. So here, finding Visamavriti, equal length breath. Equal length in with the breath, equal length out. So if I'm taking 4 counts in, I'll take 4 counts out. And if you feel the shoulders reaching up into the ears, maybe that happens at the end of the breath. Maybe they can stay a little bit out of the ears. So not just breathing in the upper chest. Breathe into the belly for now. Drop the breath and your awareness down. And then taking Visamavriti breath, unequal length breath. You're taking 4 counts in. You'll take 6 counts out. If it feels okay, you can work yourself to a full 1-to-2 ratio of Visamavriti. 4 counts in, and slowly working towards 8 counts out. But go without strain. Go without strain. So that's why I start 4 counts in, 6 counts out. Then maybe next couple breaths, you could switch to 7. Long lengthened breath. The shoulders might come toward the ears a little bit at the end of the inhale. But keep them down. Fill the breath into the belly. Root your awareness down. Trying to actively shift our nervous system out of that fight or flight response. The mind starts to shift away from the task of the breath. Just gently bring it back. A few more. And keep that action of the breath. Bring the hands together here at the heart. Press palms together, thumbs into chest, Anjali Mudra. If there's anything you'd like to cultivate with your practice here today, set that as your intention here. What do you wish to create or receive? In the present tense, manifest it now. Continue that action on the breath. Repeat your intention on that inhale. Repeat your intention, present tense, over that long, lengthened exhale. I am happy, my hamstrings are open, I am calm. And beyond what you feel like you should or could be doing with your body, today, how is your connection to your breath and your intention during this physical practice? Let those 2 things be of most importance. And chant the sound of Om one time. Exhale everything out. Take a long, wide inhale. Bow your head to your heart. Let your fingertips be the first thing you see as you open your eyes. Rock forward from whatever seat you're in and start to stretch out the legs, extending one leg at a time. And as you're here, multitasking a little bit, without taking the lumbar curve out of the spine, find a neutral spine. Easy lumbar curve, but lift the belly up in it. So you feel the difference between those two actions of maintaining your lumbar curve while lifting the low belly up. And then start to turn the fingertips back and the wrist forward of one hand and reach the opposite leg back. Exhale, pull the belly up away from the front of your pants. You can rock forward and back any amount. If this is too much on the wrist, move your fingertips closer to the knee. If you need your knee fluff underneath you, take your knee fluff underneath you. And then bring both knees back down and start to peel, bending the elbow, peel the heel of the hand off the floor and come to the roots of your fingers. Any amount. And then peel fingertips all the way out. And then try other side. Flip the other palm, stick the other leg out, pull belly in without rounding the back. Maybe take some rocks forward and back. Multitasking here by maybe getting a little Achilles stretch on the extended leg. Be encouraging the stretch of the wrist here. Take the eye of your elbow forward, both arms, the pointy part of the elbow back. And release that extended leg, bend the elbow if it bends, move this hand back. See if you can peel, coming to the knuckles or the finger roots before you peel the fingertips off the floor. Shake that out if you need to. And start to make your way tabletop, tuck the toes, stick the feet out, and find down dog, round one. Pedal out the feet as it feels good. Maybe lift and lower the heels here. And using finger pads, press finger pads down and forward. If you can see your natural nail, if you don't have nail polish on, press the finger pad so much down and forward, you see your finger bed change color. Keep the root of your first finger down into the floor. First finger's parallel. Take one more breath here. Exhale everything out. Step or jump the feet forward to the top of the mat. Then on an inhale, come halfway up. Probable bend of the knees. Put height underneath your hands or take the hands to the shins. So here, rocking the weight forward in the toes. Can I find natural curve of the spine, sticking the seat out, but then hollow the belly away from the thighs? So I stick the seat out and then widen the chest forward as you press the hands farther into the shins and then lift the shin skin up. Wide collarbones. Keep that length. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Maybe do that 2 more times. You want to change it up for the shoulders. Turn the palms to face forward. First finger, middle finger on either side of the shin. Press the thumb wide and back. Press the back of the hands into the shin. Lift the shin skin up. Hollow out the belly. Reach the chest forward. Back of the neck long. Jalandhar Bandha. Chin into chest. Exhale, fold. Maybe switching it up even a little bit more for the shoulders. Taking your fourth finger and your pinky finger. Can you hook that around either side of the shin? Turning the palms to face forward, opening the chest. Let's support that strength of thighs. Rock forward until you feel your toe tips pressing down into the floor. Feel that strength up the thighs and into the navel. Exhale, fold. Press the feet down and roll the arms up. Seat up. Exhale, hands down by your sides, namaste to feet. Taking the arms up, so keeping strength of legs, take the arms up, doing opposite wrist stretch here. Pinch something in between all 5 of your fingers. Palms face one another, and then pinch that towards the forearm as you press the back of the hand up towards the ceiling. Drop the shoulders down the back, and then pull the ribs in. So maybe that means the hands come a little bit in front of the face. That's okay. Get your elbows straight, and then squeeze back and in, and lift the arms up without taking the shoulders into the ears any amount. Are you sacrificing the ribs forward? Keep the ribs in. Can you turn the fingers back? Ooh, press out back of wrists. Let me know if we're still friends. I hope so. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release that forward fold into Uttanasana. Hands beside the feet. Bend the knees as you need to. Use blocks as you need to. Inhale, come halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to your plank pose. Hang out here. Put the knees down if you need to. Big inhale. Big exhale. Little bit belly strengthening here. Without just, so here I'm just lifting the butt. I'm taking the chest back to down dog. Not that. Hollow body. Somebody's trying to poke you in the belly. Don't let them. Come back to plank pose. Exhale. Push the floor away. Come to tippy toes. Inhale. 3, 2. Keep the ribs in just like we were trying to do with the arms above the head. 1, hold. 3. Can you take your pubic bone to your sternum to your pubic bone? Exhale, unwind, come back to neutral. Take your variation of vinyasa. Maybe first round, come all the way down. Lift the chest up so much, elbows come underneath armpits, Sphinx pose. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the kneecaps. Hollow out the belly. Lengthen the low back. Pull the chest forward, little neck stretch, look over one shoulder. Exhale, chin into chest. Look over the other shoulder. Exhale, chin into chest. Can you keep back bending the sternum forward, but take your chin into your chest? Same time, lift the navel away from the floor. Little upper back stretch. Unwind that. Keep the strength of the thighs, the belly. Plant the hands behind the shoulders. You can stay there. You can come to high cobra. You can come to up dog. Exhale back, down dog. Breathe here. 3. Not doing too many Surya Namaskar A's today. 2. You're going to take a longer standing sequence and take it repetitively, similar to what we did last week. Bottom of your next breath, separate jump the feet forward. And then inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. Of all the things we do today, inhale, lift the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Take your variation, your range of motion. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Plant the hands if you're stepping back. Alternate which leg you're stepping back with. Keep exhaling, lower down. You can take Chaturanga if you like. Inhale, pull the heart forward. I have to say, take a slow build to Chaturanga these days. Exhale, back down. Breathe here. Just for fun, turn out your right foot, right toes. Point to the side of your mat. Bend your left knee. And you come to the tippy toes of the left foot. And as you bring the right heel towards the center line of your mat, push the hands forward and down and take the butt up and back. And breathe. So it's like you're prepping your back leg for warrior 1, warrior 2, mini standing pose. Could you, with that right foot, lift the 3 center toes, but put down your big toe and your pinky toe only? How does that go? Be something for the mind to think about other than maybe that big stretch that's happening. Take the left heel towards the floor. If it doesn't touch, it doesn't touch. Maybe come to your right toes. Bend the knee into the chest, but keep sending the seat up and back. Maybe put down left big toe, left pinky toe. Can you lift center 3 toes? What does that do for the strength and connection of your leg line here? Preparing leg strength, still for standing poses. Come back to neutral, take a breath. Exhale fully, step or jump to the top of the mat. Anytime you need it today, take rest. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Maybe see up, more with your eyes, less with your face. Exhale, Samanastitihi, hands down by your side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Last one. Exhale, forward fold, weight and toes. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Hands to shins if you need. Plant the hands, step or flow back. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Take your back bend. Squeeze shoulder blades together and down, thighs strong. Exhale, back bend up. Breathe here. Okay, if you were like, yes, doing that one leg at a time was absolutely enough for me, continue to do it one leg at a time. Or, like you are a penguin, squeeze your heels together, maybe lift the heels up a little bit, maybe even come to your tippy toes, squeeze inner thigh, and then exhale, pushing the hands forward and down, butt up and back, maybe reach the heels towards the floor any amount. Firmly lift up your shin skin, try to get any wrinkles out of the front of the ankle. And then if you're really having a good time, maybe lift those center 3 toes, put down the big toe and the pinky toe. 3, 2, 1, bring it back to neutral. Hollow out the belly under next exhale, keep the breath out, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side, take your time. Okay, slow build here. Probable blocks at the top of your mat. Get your strap now if your hamstrings need some help. But blocks within grabbing distance here, top of the mat. Okay, so left leg down, queuing for left leg down and right leg up. Taking some hip mobility here. External rotation of the thigh. Knee comes into the chest, and then I make a circle with the knee up, out to the side and down. Circle the knee up, out to the side and down. Just do your range of motion for now. What is that? Keep the eyes steady on one point. And really firm up this standing glute. We're going to take more than one round of this. So feel free, slow build. You don't have to go ham right away. Maybe I pause with the knee into the chest, and this is where I take round 1. If holding onto the big toe is a thing or a strap, great. If straightening the leg out is a thing, cool. Breathe. 3, Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana. It does not have to be your deepest stretch round 1. Shoulder blade back in and down. Take the foot out to the side, in and out. Drop the seat, but lift the foot or the knee, in and out. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale here. Keep the leg right where it is. Knee can stay bent, but try to straighten it. Reach your thumbs back. Push the palms away from you. Try to touch thumbs back behind. Push this healing away. Exhale, slide that leg back and through. Crescent lunge. Come high onto your back toes and take some bends here, making sure that your front knee doesn't scoot in front of your front ankle. Inhale, squeeze the leg straight. Hands to hips, maybe. Exhale. Notice if your hips want to hula. Keep them parallel to the front of the mat, parallel to the floor, and then try to take your hip bones up and in, tailbone down, especially on the knee bend, getting stretch here on your right thigh. One more. Hang out here in the lunge. Inhale the arms up. Hopefully we feel some heat building already. Make sure you're high on the back toes. Lift the heel, lift the thigh. Exhale, make cactus arms. Pull down like you're pulling on a lat machine. Inhale, lift up. As you pull down, can you lift your heart up? Not necessarily forward, but up and long off the seat. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left hand to your left hip or thigh, taking some circles with the right arm. Reach forward like you could touch that front block on the diagonal. And then take it long to the side, maybe a tiny back bend. Exhale, slide it down and through. Maybe getting into the right psoas here. Last one. Any range of motion with the chest. And then turn it out for your warrior two. Give your back foot a break. Straighten out the leg if you need to. Exhale, come into the bed. Squaring your thigh. So pay attention to this front thigh first with the outer edge of your mat. And then using the strength of this back femur pulling back, maybe affecting your left inner thigh. So thigh stays parallel with the sides of the mat, knee right over second and third toe. And then this back thigh pulling back as the front thigh stays wide. Then maybe even feeling your right inner thigh lifting up and back. You can even reach back behind for your inner thigh and give it a lift. Is your back thigh working just as much as your front? Send the knees away from one another. Take one more breath. Inhale, squeeze the front leg straight. Keep the rotation happening of the thighs. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Maybe this is where you grab one of your blocks. Trikonasana. Hand anywhere but the knee. Again, we're taking multiple rounds. Doesn't have to be your deepest expression here. Take your left hip under and back. Under and back. Cool. And then at the same time, similar to the thigh work you were doing in warrior two, using the strength of that back leg. Taking hip on top of hip, reach the arm up any amount, maybe look up any amount, or keep the hand down. Strength, trust, shoot yourself forward, maybe bending this right knee. Take your block with you. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. The hand goes torso length in front of the foot. The closer you take the hand to the shin or the ankle, the more balanced action. Can you continue to take the right hip up as you square the left? Can you shoot some fireworks out of your right heel? Can you lengthen your low back by hollowing the belly in? Take one more breath here. Soften your left knee, hands down to blocks or the floor. Take your back foot down, left knee bent, and hang over your left leg. Drop the right hip towards the floor. Right hip towards the floor. So you should feel lots of outer hip stretch happening here. Exhale. Short stance. Turn out the right leg like we were practicing in down dog. Hands to hips, firm up the thighs a lot, the belly a lot. Inhale, come up. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, take the hands behind the back. You can take fists behind the back. You can grab opposite elbows, or you can work your way towards reverse prayer. With the palms touching back behind you. Do something. And then take the heads of the shoulders up, back, and down, but also the ribs in. Tapping down the ribs in. And feel that coming from your front foot. Push the front heel down, firm up the thigh, and lift the low belly ribs in. Puff up the chest, widen collarbones. Exhale, forward fold, in and out. If you're super flexible, maybe pause halfway down. Breathe. Keep the neck on the rest of the spine. Maybe fall further into the pose. One more breath. Pyramid pose. Prasarabdhanasana. Come out as you need to unwind the arms. I can use a block here, inner part of the foot at any height. I can take the hand to the shin, or I can take the hand outside the foot to the block or to the floor. Maybe round one, give yourself a little bit height here. Pull, self-adjustment. Take your left thumb to your left hip crease and physically pull it away from you. And take your hand to the back of the pelvis and feel the back of the pelvis flat to the floor like you could set a glass of water. It's not going to move. Reach the chest forward and revolve the spine. Twisting triangle. Breathe here. 3, 2, 1. Unwind that twist a little bit. Take a standing split moment. Use hands on blocks or hands on the floor. Lift the right leg up super high. Take the chest towards the left leg, in and out. Squeeze your top glute, lift the leg higher. Exhale. Take the right knee outside left ankle. And then sit down on the butt. If this is too much for the hips, you can put your block underneath your butt. Otherwise, sit down. Great. Butt inside this right foot. Inhale, lift the right arm up. I can hang out here all day. I can exhale, take the elbow outside the thigh. And we'll take this more than one time. So if you know other variations of the twists, you can take them now or in our consecutive rounds. Seated twist. Inhale, get tall. Shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, twist. Take one more breath here. Inhale, look forward. Helpful to reach forward of your left foot to bring yourself back up. Standing split moment. Good. Put that foot down. Probable finding of the block on the floor. Now I take it inside the line of my big toe for now. Twisting half move. Taking it wide of the foot will help. Float the right thigh. How you doing? I know it's a lot for that one leg. Float the right thigh. Keep taking the left hip away from the back. Rest when you need to. Push down through that standing leg, belly in. So I can keep things square to the floor, or keeping the hips square, I twist the shoulders. You can see how this might become more precarious the closer I move my hand in line with the foot, so having it wide of the foot to the right is helpful. Exhale, unwind, step back, plant the hands, vinyasa or not, feel free to rest. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, back, down dog. Child's pose is always an option here. Giant grounding breath. Inhale. Exhale, slow, visamariti. Inhale, look forward, lift the heels. Exhale, everything out. Bend knees, step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Hands to the hips, hang out here. Feel what you feel in between the sides. One leg probably feels more stable and grounded, probably the left leg. Right leg maybe feels a little bit more open and free. Let's do the other side. Take the knee up into the chest and out to the side. A couple times. And can you do that, again, without hulaing the hips? So I can make the thigh go out to the side by rotating my hips, but can I keep the hips square and just rotate the left thigh? Just to your range of motion. Squeeze the knee into the chest, hang out here, maybe find the big toe, maybe kick the leg out straight. Big inhale. Left shoulder in and down, exhale. Take that leg out to the side. Exhale. Inhale, bring it to the front. Scoop out the low belly, shoot fireworks out the heel, but reach the hands back. Push the ceiling away. Try to touch thumbs. Exhale, slide the leg out. Inhale, a couple straightenings of the front leg. Exhale, bend. Hold on to the hips, keep them square. And it's kind of hard to see your back foot in this position, but if you can, get the heel right above the ball mound of the foot. So it'll probably feel like broken toe stretch here too. Exhale, bend. Equal weight on the big toe, pinky toe. Inhale, lift the arms up. Ribs in. Use the front foot. Exhale. Hold that lap bar down. Inhale. Shoulder blades down. Belly in. One more. Exhale. Right hand to right thigh. Reach forward. Maybe this is just arm motion. Maybe you can start to take it through the torso a little bit without shifting anything about the legs. The more I can reach forward long in a diagonal and then up and around, the more I start to affect that deep psoas action. Bring it neutral, turn it out, rest the front leg if you need to, adjust your stance. Probably heel to heel for warrior two, Virabhadrasana. You can take heel to arch, but especially if you have a hard time keeping this front leg square over the toes, the second and third toe, take it a little wider. Give yourself some space here. If the inner thigh is tight, take it wider. Take your back thigh, pull it back. So self-adjustment here. I can take the back of the hand to the front inner thigh, palm to the back thigh, and go in opposite directions. Maybe I can take my left hand to my left inner thigh, also lift it up. It goes up, back on the diagonal. Inhale, one more breath here, warrior two. Strong back leg. Exhale, both legs straight, Trikonasana. I have similar thigh work happening here. I'm just affecting my torso, my front inner and probable hamstring in a different way. Strong direction down that back blade of the foot, and keep taking this left thigh open and back. Keep taking your front thigh externally rotated and back. Take one more breath here. Maybe the arm goes up, maybe not. And then gaze down on an inhale. Maybe you want to charge it back before you take it forward. Maybe you just rock the weight forward, back leg staying straight. Pick something that feels good. Taking the left hip on top of the right, any amount, strong standing glute. Facilitate that, shoot fireworks out of the back heel. Take one more breath here. Soften, bending the right knee. Scoot the block back a little bit, keep the back leg straight. Fold over the front thigh here. Can you get your rib cage to your thigh? How much do you need to bend your knee for that to happen? Tamp the back heel down. Plant the hands to the waist. Inhale, lift yourself up. Pyramid pose. Maybe you can take the arms up. Take your reverse prayer. Maybe you can move your fists higher up the back this time. Maybe you can reach the fingertips higher up the upper arm towards the armpit. If you're grabbing opposite elbows, maybe you can scoot your prayer position higher up in between the shoulder blades. Take the shoulder blades down the back, widen the front of the chest. Press through that front foot, pull the belly and the ribs in, but continue to get taller, fold over the leg. If you're hypermobile, hang out here, do a little strength building, halfway down, maybe not even. Exhale, maybe folding any amount, chin to chin. Unwind a little bit. Maybe find your block. Twisting triangle. Hand to the big toe, shin, or outside toward the pinky toe. Right thumb comes to right hip crease, pull it away from the face. Probably feeling more outer hip stretch here. Take the hand to the back of the pelvis, make it flat so that you could put a glass of water there, it wouldn't tip. And then maybe take the arms to a T. Heads of the shoulders even stay wide here. Take one more exhale, revolve. Unwind, plant hands, blocks, or floor. Lift the left leg up. Try to keep the right leg straight. Squeeze, 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 left heel to sky. Exhale, soften the right knee. Send the left knee outside the foot. Sit to the floor or your block. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Hang out here or hook the elbow outside the thigh. Twist and look over your right shoulder. Breathe here. Shoulder blades even down the back here. Take one more exhale. Inhale, look forward. Easier to reach and transfer your weight forward than like pile drive the weight down. Transfer weight forward, shoot the left leg up. Tap the left foot down for now. Eventually come straight up to that twisted half moon position. Left hand down, right foot down, left leg floats. Pelvis square to the floor, maybe shoulders stay square to the floor. Left hand wide of your right foot. Or exhale, twist the shoulders. Maybe lift the arm up. Exhale, soften the standing leg, plant the hands, keep exhaling, take your vinyasa or not. You can always just hang out in down dog. Child's pose. One full round of breath in your down dog, exhale everything out. Inhale, look forward, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, fold. Press the feet down. Windmill the arms up, a little back bend if you like. Exhale, hands down by your side. Okay, now we take more like one breath, one movement here. Keep your blocks close, your strap if you need it. Breathe. Inhale, take the right knee into the chest, take it out to the side. One circle. Take the knee into the chest, hold on to it, hold on to the toe of your strap, kick the leg up. Exhale. Inhale out to the side, drop the seat, lift the foot. Exhale, straight standing leg. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Leave the foot where it is. Push the hands back. Try to touch thumbs. Hollow out the belly. Slide the right foot back. Inhale, lift the arms up. Straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee and pull down on the lat machine. Left hand to left thigh. Take a big circle. Bring it back to the center. Turn it out, warrior two. Maybe push the walls away. Try to find that alignment straight away. Inhale, squeeze the front leg straight. Exhale, tilt at the hip. Use your blocker, find something on the leg. Exhale here. Inhale, look down. Exhale. Inhale, half moon. Exhale. One more breath, stack the hips. Soften the standing leg. Put the right foot down. Fold over your left leg. Tamp the back heel. Roll yourself up. Inhale, arms up. One breath through your reverse prayer. Maybe a little lean back of the chest. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Inhale here. Exhale. Unwind the arms. Let's come forward to the standing split here. Lift the right leg up. Exhale, bend the knees, come to your butt. Inhale the right arm up, take your twist. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Use your strength, reach forward, lift the right leg up. Exhale, put right leg down. Inhale, come up out of the stretch a little bit to your shin to blocks. Find your twisting triangle. Breathe here. Feel the squareness of your hips. The left hip pulling back. Maybe make a T with the arms. Maybe the hand gets closer to the floor. Use your blocker knot. Hand to the waist. Keep the pelvis square, but maybe the chest open. Come to that revolve to half moon. Square hips, maybe twisting shoulders. If you're really feeling fancy, maybe squeeze your your right heel into the seat. Maybe you can find it with your left hand as the chest opens up. Maybe you can push back into the hand. Option, don't have to. Exhale and lock. Inhale, take your back bend, vinyasa. Exhale back, down dog. Bottom of your next breath, step or jump forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, left knee into chest. Take it wide out to the side. Inhale, find your bind. Uttanasana, exhale here. Inhale the leg out to the side. Exhale. Finding your breath here for moving meditation. Left leg out in front. Stick with your breath and your intention. Push the hands back. See if you can just slide the leg back and land straight into your lunge. Exhale, bend the knee, lat machine. Belly in. Right hand to right thigh. Swing it across the body of the mat. Exhale out, warrior two. Inhale, squeeze the legs straight. Maybe do that action with the toes. Put the big toe, pinky toe down, but lift the three center toes. Tilt into your triangle. Next, inhale, come forward into your half moon. Exhale here. Inhale. Soften both hands down, bend the right leg, fold over the leg. Justify how you can. Tamp the heel down. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, pyramid pose arms, reverse prayer. Inhale, maybe lean the chest back. If you're in prayer hands, it's going to make a more interesting stretch for your wrist, forward fold. Inhale, lift up a little bit, unwind the arms, squeeze the left leg to the side. Exhale, find your seated twist. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, revolve. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, squeeze left leg up. Inhale, put the foot down, come out of the fold a little bit. Take your left arm across, find your twisting triangle. Exhale, come into the twist. Inhale, look down, and reach the left arm forward. Maybe it starts to come more in line with the foot, maybe not, depending on your balance here. Keep the shoulders open how you can. Maybe reach for the left foot, even if you don't find it. What happens to the front of the left quad, the outer part of the right hip? Exhale, unwind as smoothly as you can. Step back. Vinyasa. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, back down, up. Hang out here for a few breaths. If you are yogaing with a buddy, then you know some adjustments. Maybe your buddy wants some adjustments. 3 more counts here. This is okay. If you're giving adjustments, always check in. 2. Firm up the thighs. 1. Bottom of your breath. Step or jump forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands together at the heart. See the horizon, maybe even close the eyes. Breathe here. That was a lot of standing pose flow. What joy, we're going to do it again, maybe with some variations. How the body is, maybe feeling warmish. You're starting to feel the connection in between the movements, that power of transition. You're in such a transitional time right now, but what a power for change. Can you find that on your mat right now in your practice? Where can you make connection? Where can you let go? Where can you make more solid foundation? Open the eyes on an inhale, lift up. Exhale. Knee into the chest, take a leg out to the side. Inhale, hold on to what you can hold on to. Use a strap as you like. Exhale here. Inhale, leg out to the side, right leg to the side. Inhale to the front, pause, push the hands back, squeeze thumbs together. Inhale, slide back, reach up, hold on to something. Exhale, pull it into your lunge. Left hand to left thigh, reach forward. Is this circular action even bigger? Can you continue to take that circular action out to your warrior two? Adjust the feet how you need. Inhale, squeeze the front leg straight. Tilt at the hip, not the waist. Find your Trikonasana. So we're in a wide angle here, so the hand won't go to the toe, traditional stance, but maybe the hip is opening up, the hamstring is opening up. You can get the block out of the way and maybe bring the hand behind the ankle to the floor. That's an option. If you know the bind and you wanted to take it, you could do that here. Take one more breath, whatever you're doing. Big inhale. Straight standing leg, knee over second and third toe. On a line, come forward, find your half moon. Hip on top of hip. Use your height how you need to. Only if the hamstring is okay. The leg can stay straight. Does the hand come to the floor? Exhale, soften the legs. Fold over the thigh, chest to thigh how you can. Hips square to the mat in front of you. And then put that foot down, shoulder stance, square the hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, clasp how you can behind the back. Inhale, maybe with firm thighs and no action here on the lumbar spine, could you lift up and back? So you're taking lots of weight on the right leg. Almost like you're prepping for doing a drop back. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Inhale here. Exhale. Unwind the arms, come out how you need to. Squeeze the right leg to the sky. If you're on blocks, you can walk the blocks back in line with your left toes. And walk your hands back in line with your left toes. You can take your left forearm for left calf. You can lift that top leg so high that maybe you look up and you start to see the foot disappear behind the pelvis. If that's not happening, keep imagining it. Keep lifting. Keep trying. Exhale, fold, soften. Just stay strong in the navel. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Twisting and looking over the left shoulder. Options here for your seated twist. If my arm is starting to go quite a bit beyond my left leg, and I can start to get my armpit close to outer leg, I can keep wiggling. So I exhale, I kind of round the back, and then I inhale, I resist, and I get tall, pushing into the outer leg. I can keep doing that. I can rotate my right hand, palm facing out, my thumb comes down, pinky finger up, palm away from the body. Maybe I can find my calf, my Achilles, and start a little baby bind here. I could take my left hand behind the back. I could find pants, outer hip, palm facing away from the body, and then open shoulders. 3. My breath gets short here. 2, so now I take my breath into my upper ribs, now my belly. 1, look forward, unwind. And then come out how you need to, softly as you need to. Square the feet, come up a little bit, maybe to the shin. Find your block, your implement. Your twisted triangle should feel so open now. Square hips. Breathe here. 5. Can you turn your shoulders flush to the sidewall? Can you keep your pelvis flush to the floor? 2. 1. Can you maybe keep that twist of the chest? I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Maybe you can keep your hand more in line with your foot. Ooh, balance challenge. You need to take it wide of the big toe. Right hand to the right side. Do it. And you also twist the shoulders open. Ooh. Okay, last hardest part. Can you lift the gaze, keeping your balance? Maybe. What happened to your breath? Okay, unwind. Step back. Vinyasa or rest. Five counts of something. 4, 3, 2. Not an easy flow today, but can you still kick it with your chill and your breath? And when you're presented with an intense transitional challenge, bend the knees, hollow out the breath, step or jump forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, straight away into the second side. Exhale, hands down, knee up, rotate it up and out. Knee forward, hold on to the toe, inhale here. Inhale the leg out to the side. Don't forget about your strong exhales. Inhale the foot forward, push the hands back. Tricep work, squeeze thumbs. Slide the leg back. Inhale, reach up, grab something. Exhale, pull it down. Right hand to right thigh, reach up and around. Is your back thigh still strong? Turn it all the way out for your warrior two. If you need to add extra breath here, add extra breath, extra vinyasa. Inhale, squeeze the front leg straight. Your breath-related movement, exhale, fold. So if you need more than one breath in the pose or the transition, maybe the hand can come closer to the floor, but I'm not bending at the waist. My side bodies are still long. Over time, allow the hip and the thigh to open. If you know the bind and you took it on the first side, do it on the second side. 3, 2, either way, lean the chest back. 1, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, soften that front leg. Scoot yourself forward. Do something, hip on top of hip. On your next exhale, soften. Hands to the floor, your blocks, bend your knees. Inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, hand behind the back. Some kind of reverse prayer. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, fold. This is the last side. Breathe here. Big inhale. Exhale. Unwind the arms, hands to blocks or to the floor. Lift that left leg up. Walk the hands back. Maybe take the right forearm to the right calf. Maybe lift that leg so much, even if it's just happening in your mind, that it starts to hide behind the pelvis. 3. If you need more balance, gaze at the floor. 2. 1, soften. Come to seated. Okay, working your twists here, other side. Left arm goes up. I try to clear the thigh with the rib cage. Maybe I can do that on that first exhale. Then I push, but I'm mostly squeezing in my obliques. Maybe I can exhale and round and start to get the tricep, the outer armpit to the outer thigh. Maybe I do that a bunch of times, and that's where I hang out here in the twist. Keep widening your upper chest. Try to keep your shoulders on top of the seat. If you're taking that baby bind, feel free to take any bind that you know. So I turn the palm away from the body, thumb down, and maybe I find the left calf with the left hand. Hello. Maybe you reach your right hand back. Find somewhere on your clothes, your outer hip. Maybe in your challenging moment, your furry friend comes to lick your face and tell you that it's okay. Take one more breath here, shoulder blades down to that. Look forward, slowly unwind. Make your way back up. Short stance. Lift up as much as you need to. So now this twist should feel pretty open. Legs should feel pretty stable. Keeping the hips square, rotating the shoulders. If the hamstring allows, maybe the hand comes closer to the floor. But how are your thighs and your spine interacting with one another? Getting them as straight as possible so the hips are taking the load of the pose. Not the low back if the back is rounded is pretty important. 3, 2, 1. Maybe you can keep the hand in the same line it's at. Maybe that's closer to being in line with your foot. Float the left leg up how you can. Maybe the hand stays to the hip or goes to the sky. Maybe the gaze starts to lift up. Who knows? Breathe. And plant the hands. Step back. Take a vinyasa. Thank you, Charlie, for your encouragement to do chaturanga so I don't squish your foot. A couple breaths and you're down dog. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. Sit back. Did we get warm? Hopefully. Thumbs up. Some kind of upside down something. So after all that intense flow through the standing poses, some kind of upside down something to tampen our energy, to reverse the energy, so we're not just up and pumped. You could take dolphin pose. If you know headstand and you want to do it, great. I'm taking dolphin pose. I grab opposite upper armpit. I clasp the hands, elbows are in line with the armpits. My head stays off the floor. So you can practice here. I can soften the chest toward the floor, making back bend. I can push the elbows down and puff up the upper back. So that action of the shoulders and the abdominals will help keep the head off the floor. Tuck the toes, lift yourself up like you're coming to down dog on the elbows. The knees can stay bent, but the butt goes up and back. In the amount, maybe walk the toes toward the face. If you know forearm balance, you want to do it. You want to go to the wall, do a handstand. Anything that you can hold comfortably, with long, even breath, do this. If you want to lift one leg and just stay asymmetrical here, totally great. If you're doing something asymmetrical, make sure you do the other side. And then breathe about it. Did you hear that before? Oh. 5 more counts of something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can vinyasa if you want to. You can rest in down dog if you want to, but probable child's pose. Check in with your breath. Long inhales. It's okay. Long exhales. Knowing how to get activated, knowing how to be the opposite of that. Okay, let's use some of that heat for the inner thigh and the side body. Probably going to want something underneath your standing knee. And you might want blocks out in front of you if the inner thigh is pretty tight. So I'll scoot forward in front of you. So with my standing knee, calling out for the left knee down, and the right leg extended. I can start in a tabletop here. Left leg down, right leg extended. My left hip is still on top of my left knee. My right foot is in line with my knee. And I can start to walk myself up. How's your low back? Is your tailbone pointing towards the wall behind you? Can you get your tailbone to point down in line with your front knee? Probably feel stretch on the front of the thigh. Great. Push the outer blade of your right foot down. Press the foot down a little bit. Lift the inner thigh. Inhale, lift up here. Exhale, start to walk your right hand any amount of down. Could eventually both of the arms come to meet your right foot. How much up and over? Did you back bend back into the spine here? Can you keep the tailbone going towards the knee? Can you keep the ribs knitted in, but continue to take it long up and over here on the side body? Start to reach, sticking the butt out towards the foot. Maybe you can put hand on top of hand on the shin. Maybe you need to be out on a block or the floor. But now stick the seat out and reach forward, long in the diagonal. Take one more breath here and then come back to center. Maybe this is enough inner thigh stretch to hang out here. Keep my left ankle in line with my left knee so I can look back and check for that. Looking back over my left shoulder also affects my right inner thigh, for me anyway. I'm pressing down. As I look over, I feel a different stretch at the front of the pelvis. Keep your left toes pointed. If you flex them, that could torque the knee too much. And then on your exhales, see if your right foot will continue to go away to the side. Maybe you can bring your hands or your elbows down to the floor, your blocks. Breathe it out here. Big inhales. Exhale. And go to that place that's right before the end of the stretch, right? Right before you're like, wow, this is too much. So that your body and your nervous system can pause and stop and be like, oh yeah, no, okay, it's okay to be here. And then things will soften and open. If you push into the pose, all sorts of things awry, injury. But most often, most important is the nervous system. Keep it steady, keep it even. Take one more breath, wiggle your way back in. And then just come back to that neutral tabletop position. Feel what you feel in between the sides. I'm going to scoot back to the center so I'm not totally out of frame here. Without putting my seat too much in your face. Come to your tabletop. Stick your other leg or the left leg. Calling out here for the left leg. Right hip right on top of right knee. And if the outer blade of your extended leg foot doesn't come to the floor, fine, but can you continue to work it that way? So you're getting a whole outer leg stretch here as well. Lift yourself up. Maybe hands on pelvis, maybe one hand to front of pelvis and to back of pelvis. Lift the belly, drop tailbone. And continue to make sure that the hip is above the knee here. Add more padding if you like. If it's just simply too much for the knee, stay with hands on floor. You can always just walk to the side instead of taking the upright side bend, but taking gate pose here. No back bend, so we're purely having a side bend and maybe some inner thigh stretch here, depending on what's happening for your body. Breathe. Steady your gaze at one point. And then on your next exhale, could you put hand on top of hand? The butt will have to stick out a little bit. Could I take the hands to a block to the floor, a little bit on the diagonal off of the leg? Walk yourself back to center. So kind of similar sweeping position we did in the lunge. Take the foot wide out to the side, in and out. Right foot, now you can see it here. If I flex it, that's okay for some people, but it takes a lot of stress on the knee. Why not keep it pointed? Ankle right in line with the knee. Maybe look over your right shoulder, push the left foot down. What does that do for your inner thigh, the front of your pelvis? That definitely gives me more inner thigh on this side. That's my tiger side. Take it down to the floor, in and out, and stick with your breath. So here in these static poses, I mean, really, there's still a lot of dynamic stuff happening, really, if you think about it, especially with breath. But could you utilize your Visamariti breath here, your unequal length breath, to make more space on your inhale, and then to move into that space on your exhale? 5, 4, 3, these so helpful, right? 2, 1, wiggle yourself back to neutral. Pause here in your tabletop. Maybe sit back for a child's pose. Maybe turn yourself flush to your mat and take a full vinyasa. But sometime soon, and absolutely no rush, make your way to a seated forward fold here. Then we'll take one more hip opening action that might help us get into a deeper version of pigeon, whatever deeper means. Taking your hands to your shins, maybe to your strap, stick the seat out and hinge from the pelvis, again, not the low back, hinge from the pelvis to find your forward fold. You're deep into the forward fold, a fair amount of hamstring opening. You want to take a block out in front of you. This is great. If you need a little space in between the feet, this is okay. See if you can get the big toes to push forward at the same rate and the pinky toe to pull back at the same rate. Shoulder blades down the back, but heart reaching forward. Two directional energy here. So just about any body part, you could pick it and make two directional energy. He's ready for dinner for sure. Take one more inhale here. Paschimottanasana. Exhale, maybe you can set the face in between the shins. Inhale, lift yourself up. Okay. Inner thigh action, back bend, pigeon pose. Find your 4 action here. This one is for you, come back. I have one thigh parallel with the side of my mat, and then the other thigh parallel with the front of my mat. Okay? I might be leaning way off to the side. So right now I have my right leg in front, my left leg to the side. I would be leaning a lot to the right side. Could I, without moving into pain here, find both hips more parallel to the floor? I'm finding a deeper, more close into the joint stretch on the inner thigh. At least that's what I feel. Okay, and again, I'm pointing the toes so I'm not torquing the knee. My chin is parallel to the side of the mat here. As much as I can, I'll make my way center over the pelvis. Take your knee straight out towards me. Yeah, and then take your shin parallel to the side of the mat. Take your knee farther forward. Yeah, and take your other shin forward towards the front of your mat. And then try to put your left hip towards the floor very gently. Without sitting back. Yeah, so see how you can, so here's the thing, check out my butt. I can sit my butt back to get my thigh closer to the floor. That's a thing that you can play with. Could I stay here and just dip the hip down without sitting it back? It's very interesting, right? And then maybe I could do a little forward or a side bend here, holding onto that outer knee. That's optional. Breathe here. On a line, come forward over your right butt. Maybe help that leg in. Find the other side. Thighs parallel with the side of the mat. Shin parallel with the front of the mat. Cueing for the right leg to the side. Shoot straight out to the side from the pelvis. Shin parallel with the side of the mat. You can lift and lower the hip here if you're like, ooh, that gets me into some nice stretch, right? The butt going back. Maybe I can try to parallel the hips to the floor, the front of the mat. And breathe here. And try to square without putting your right butt back. It's like your right inner thigh just goes straight to the floor. So your mobility here could be limited by the structure of how your femur, the top of your thigh bone, sits into the thigh socket. Maybe reach and take that side bend. So it could be structural, could also be ligament stuff here. Breathe. One more big inhale. One more big exhale. I know. All right, unwind. Use the hands to pull the leg forward, and then start to lay down on the back. Take the lower back journey here. Laying down fully flush to the floor, plant the feet to the floor, take the knees straight up. With the feet flat to the floor, knees straight up, tuck tailbone toward the knees, press the low back to the floor, use the thigh strength to lift the butt. I can stay dynamic here. Exhale, curl the spine down, tailbone last. Inhale, curl the tailbone up first. Keep the cervical spine off the floor. So my chin gently juts up to the ceiling. My chin and my forehead should be parallel to the ceiling. I could keep doing this action. I could press down, lift butt up, roll shoulders under. If my hands don't quite come clasped, I have some options here. I could hold the side of my mat and pull them apart to puff up the chest and encourage shoulder blades closer together. I could take my strap-like thing with the palms facing up, strap goes into the palms, palms facing up, and then I wiggle the hands closer and I pull the strap super taut. I will make the chest puff wider, or clasp the hands. Take one more breath wherever you are. The closer the shoulder blades come together, the more it's just the shoulders, the back of the head, and the feet on the floor. Protect the neck. Exhale, slowly come down, tailbone last. If you want to take a more passive back bend, you want to put some blocks underneath the pelvis. This is great, but do something. If full wheel is a part of your practice, great. Do this. Do something. Inhale, lift the butt. And hang out. Five, 4, 3, 2, one more full breath. Exhale, slowly lower down. You just windshield wiper the legs side to side. It is a thing to do your pigeon pose here reclined. Crossing the right ankle over left thigh and lifting that shape into the chest. You can reach through the leg for the back of the thigh, front of shin, and pull that shape towards the chest. Or if you prefer, taking your pigeon pose more upright, as long as that's okay for the knee. Breathe where you are. If you're upright and you want to take a little forward fold, and take a little forward fold. Do something. Breathe it out. 5, 4, 3. Use that long exhale to open up the outer hip. 2. If you're in an upright position, you want to come back upright, lift the back knee off the floor, square the hips, hang out here for a breath, maybe even lift an arm. 1, however you are, switch sides. If you started on the floor and came up, do that same thing. That's the left leg that comes into that figure 4 position. Maybe squeezes into the chest. If you're on the back, right, and your pelvis is grounded on the floor, can you feel which side of the pelvis is taking more weight, and can you make it even? Can you feel if the pelvis is twisting in a way, can you make it even? You can do that here upright. It's just a bit more challenging. You have to do a bit more strength building, a bit more feeling, have the pelvis flush to the floor. 5, 4, no knee pain wherever you are. 3, if you're in the upright position, you want to come up, lift the back knee off the floor, maybe lift an arm. 2, the right hip continues to come toward the floor. 1, unwind, however you are, bring yourself back to the floor. Find a happy baby position. If you can, hold on to the outer blade of the foot. If not, hold on to the ankles. If not, hold on to the shins. If not, hold on to the backs of the thighs. Breathe here. Taking reclined straddle, you can go one leg at a time. The legs feel open, you can go both legs. But working a straight leg of some kind, one at a time or both. Toes toward the floor, stick the seat out. Pull the shoulders back down towards the floor. I'll count to 5. If you're doing something asymmetrical, make sure you do the other side. 5, 4, 3, easy face. 2, 1, bringing it together. There's a fair amount of external rotation for the legs, taking an internal rotation here for the leg. Take the right leg up over the left. Doesn't really matter here if you can bind the right leg behind the left calf or not. Just squeeze in and squeeze the heels in. Internal rotation here. Try to find the inner thigh moving in and down and away from the face. With this right leg on top, shins parallel to the ceiling, low belly engaged. Press the low back to the floor. My left arm will go over the right. I either hug my shoulders, left arm over right, or take eagle arms. Either one. Either way, without moving the knees in towards the face, leave them right where they are. Exhale, take the elbows to the thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you breathing? 1, keep the legs, unwind the arms. You can twist this position to the left, or if you'd like to take a different reclined twist, or just simple reclined twist, straightening the left leg, taking the right knee across the body. Simple reclined twist, or keep those eagle legs. If you're taking the eagle legs, they stay in towards the chest and then they twist. Big inhale here. Exhale. Bring it back towards the center. Pause with both feet on the floor. Fill the belly up. Empty the belly. The left thigh on top of the right. Internal rotation. Sometimes I need to, especially on this side with the left leg up and over, take a really deliberate lift and then reach opposite hand, opposite thigh, and give a little pull across. That's helpful on this side. Left leg on top, right arm closest to the face, holding the shoulders or taking eagle arms, without moving the knees into the face. So the knees are right over the seat. Thighs are parallel to the ceiling. Low back is to the floor. Belly is in. I pull the elbows up. Then breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you touch elbows? 1. Unwind. Stay here in this twisted position with the legs. Do whatever twist you did on the first side. Exhale. Bring it back toward the center. If there's a closing inversion you would like to do, headstand or shoulder stand and you know it, take a couple moments to do that now. Otherwise, straighten the legs out in front of you, flex the feet really hard, turn the palms to face up, let that flex go. We do that a couple times. Flex the feet really hard, feel the low back lengthen, and then release that flex. Giving ourselves a little move lighting here. Maybe I press the elbows down, squeeze the shoulder blades together as I puff up the chest off the floor. Head is pressing into the floor, shoulder blades together and down like fish pose, and then put that back on the floor. You can do that a bunch of times. I can do that no times. And start to let your breath control go. Start to be soft here. Let the floor support you. If the low back is tender, you can take the feet to the floor or put blocks under your calves and put pillows underneath the thighs. Can you let the lips separate? Can you allow the teeth to separate? Does that relax not just the jaw, but the whole neck and shoulder? And the eyes be still behind the lids here. And even heavy in the sockets themselves. The mind needs something to do. And see if you can release and relax your breath. A little bit less breath control, a little bit less breath sound. Can you let that translate to a feeling in the body? Not only soft face, soft chest, soft belly, soft thigh. Keep your eyes closed here. And keeping the body still. So for full nervous system reset, especially for the flow that we did today, taking Shavasana for at least 10 minutes. There for almost 5. So if you don't have any place to be right away, you just hang out here. You could easily set a timer on your phone. Let's stay here for another 5 to 10 minutes. Just being relaxing. Easy breath. Continuing to take less breath sound. And seeing if that translates into a body feeling. If you want to come to a comfortable seat, We can take a last chant together. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. A full round of Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just wishing peace and happiness for all living beings. Om, peace, peace, peace. So up to you. Stay or chant. Exhale. Wide inhale. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your head to your heart. Take your hands to your forehead. Take all that to the floor. Namaste. Namaste. And thank you for being here tonight. If you're still laying down in Shavasana, continue to stay. There's going to be some changes coming up to the channel a little bit in the next week or two. So keep an eye out for that. Pay what you can if you can. Bye from our family.